So, Prey. This was a very weird movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I could suspend my disbelief for a lot of things, especially when it comes to a movie about predators and intergalactic literal predators hunting down the greatest prey in the galaxy. I could suspend my disbelief when it comes to that. But you want me to believe that an advanced civilization of literal warriors would lose to a little girl with an axe and a little bit of string attached to it, then I will question your integrity. Because now you're asking me to believe the impossible. Throughout this entire movie, this woman has been the epitome of everything I hate about female protagonists in the modern day of entertainment. And I just gotta say this, even the men in this movie look pathetically weak. It's like they intentionally found actors who weren't built to be warriors solely to make the woman look more impressive when she eventually shows them up and kicks their asses. Throughout this entire movie, I did not believe a single warrior or hunter in this movie who was a male could be an actual hunter. I just couldn't believe it. Not only that, later throughout the movie, our main titular character literally got the drop on multiple men and took them down basically with ease while they were off guard. Now don't get me wrong, the element of surprise is very important, especially when it comes to a battle. When you catch your enemy off guard and when you catch them surprised and in a daze, it's kind of hard for them to get their bearings back. You get what I'm saying? But this woman has literally zero muscle mass to speak of. And we already know the ratio of strength differences when it comes to men and women, so this is literally unbelievable. Like, one minute she's getting thrown around by her own kin, and then the next minute she's taking on fully grown men more than twice her size. And again, it was like a mid difficulty level. I kid you not, this basically looked like she was on easy mode. Earlier in the movie, the Predator took down multiple different dangerous high-level animals and hunters in their own right. Not to mention the small little fact that, the Predator fought and killed a bear with, basically little to no effort whatsoever. I ain't gonna lie to you, that bear was hanging in there for a good little minute, but let's be real here. The bear stood no chance. Predator bathed in this bear's blood. And you're telling me a bow and arrow hurts this thing? Honestly, I genuinely could give a rat's ass how far back this movie takes place. I don't care. Again, this is an advanced civilization that literally hopped planet to planet to get here. There's no excuse why this predator had basically little to no armor on whatsoever to shield itself from this blow. Speaking of, how the hell does their camouflage tech work anymore? Because this is honestly ridiculous. It's not like their entire body is covered in armor. It's like a few sections. And I know this because this thing keeps getting stabbed and shot at and taking damage when it shouldn't. Okay, time to praise it a little bit. So the cinematography is honestly pretty good. The fight scenes were actually decent. And honestly, my gripes aside, the Predator in this movie looks honestly very intimidating and, as usual, pretty awesome. And I also like the sound design when it comes to the Predator as well. Our protagonist literally couldn't even take down a mountain lion, let alone a predator. Yet at the end of this movie, they're gonna make me, or try to make me believe that this predator not only was on par with this little girl, this little human girl who barely knows how to hunt, but on top of that, couldn't outsmart her. Keep in mind, these are intergalactic hunters. I literally cannot stress that enough. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, just know. She was getting thrown around by this thing and basically was brushing it off like nothing ever happened to her. Like, are you kidding me? I can let a lot of things in this movie go. Like the fact that, she overpowered one of her male counterparts in her own tribe and, kicked his ass. And to the point where he needed help just to restrain her. But you're asking too much of me at this point. And again, later throughout the movie, this predator took on even more highly trained men and literally beat them all in the most brutal way possible. You're telling me throughout all the battles that this particular predator has been through, it lost to a little girl. A little girl. This ain't no sexism stuff. This just doesn't make any sense. But girl boss, feminism, equality, all of that stuff that isn't really true. If I'm going to be real with you, I've never been a fan of watching women do what men do. It's never been something that's been interesting to me. I don't get the appeal. I'm pretty sure I don't just speak for myself when I say this. So many instances in this movie where this predator should have killed this woman 10 times over in the most gruesome ways, but yet she somehow survived most of, if not all attacks, as if there were nothing. This is why I hate these type of movies when they try to prop up a female lead. To be real with you, the title of this movie should have been called Cap, not Prey. Like, to be honest, because this movie was total cap. No, man, I can only suspend my disbelief for so long to where the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this, and I'm definitely done with this. After the freaking credits started rolling, I just really wondered why I wasted my time with this. This was impossible. Like, this was impossible to enjoy on any real level if you actually use your brain for like 2 seconds. And of course, she had her famous feminist quote, because every single new female protagonist now has to have one of these lines. Her grandmother, I think, or whatever she is to her, was talking about, oh, why do you think you need to hunt? And then she was all like, oh, because you think I can't. It was terrible, man. Like, it was so goddamn corny. At some point, I was thinking to myself, where is my sandwich? Because that's what she needed to do right now. I can't do this, bro. I can't. It was so bad, bro. I hated this movie, bro. I did not enjoy it whatsoever. It was okay for some parts, but overall, nah. If I had to rank it, it's definitely in the mid range. It's about a 5 out of 10 if I'm gonna be real with you. That's all I got to say. Excuse me. That's all I got to say about this movie. Anyway, peace.